many aspects of bushcraft that can enhance your outdoor experience. One of the ones that I absolutely love is tracking. Tracking is a absolutely fundamental skill to humans. It allows us to read the story of the forest, or the plain, or the jungle in fact, by just finding the signs and tracks left behind by our fellow animals. You start to become aware of who you're sharing your environment with. It's very, very natural for us to track. In fact, I would argue that it is probably our oldest, if not the oldest, complex skill that we mastered long, long ago in our evolutionary past. It's also not unique to us either. It's a fundamental of living in a forest, a jungle, a plain, being able to track. Certainly if you're a larger animal. Tracking is about taking a relatively small amount of information and being able to extrapolate from that what's been happening. You see what's around, when it's been around and what it's been up to, and you see the little dramas that are unfolding everywhere within the forest floor. The basics. First of all, you need to start to recognise what's in your local environment, what's leaving sign, when and where. So if I just look around this area here, there's a few things that strike me. For one, we're on this forest track. Down here, that Mowgli was sniffing earlier, is a roe deer cleave track. There's the slot there. And roe deer are very common around here, and this is definitely a path that they access on a regular basis. And things like over here, if you see here, there is a large amount of bird droppings. So a bird has roosted above me, and it looks to me like a pigeon. So again, we've already established just within a few meters of each other that we have roe deer in this area and that we have pigeon in this area. And I love that. It just really gives you a little insight into the forest. At the moment, I can see that this has been very well used by roe deer. Now, there's also been a few humans along here and some dogs, so I've obviously got my dogs today. And that's fouling the track, making it harder to find and harder to spot. One of the first tips I would give anybody is to start to find the tracks that are common in your local area, and using books and the internet to give you some insight into what those tracks mean. Start to learn them. Around here we have a lot of roe deer, and I have for many years really enjoyed tracking roe deer. They are a fantastic, beautiful animal. The Spanish call them the ghost of the forest, and I can understand why, because when you get certainly a talented individual, there is some klutzes like in all animals, they can walk through a forest without making a sound. I've seen one sprint across an open area in a forest on dry ground and hardly make a noise. So roe are one of those great animals that we have in the UK that are relatively easy to start to learn because they leave fairly distinct tracks and they're fairly easy to find in the wild.
Join us in part 2 when we look at aging tracks, find a very fresh deer couch, and continue our introduction into tracking.